To go ahead and call to order the October 1st meeting of the Water and Wastewater Committee. First thing on the agenda is look at the leak adjustments.
Yeah, everything should be provided in there. All of them are good to go as far as we can see.
I move that we accept the leak adjustments as presented.
I second.
All right, we got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All righty. Approval of the September minutes.
I read over them and I didn't really see anything that was a discrepancy, so I'll make the motion to accept them.
I'll second it. All right, we got a motion in 2 seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All righty. Minutes approved. Financial report.
Yeah, financial report for August. Water brought in a little bit more, so did wastewater. We are closing on the meter loan tomorrow. Super exciting, and I'll celebrate that. Our first payment tomorrow will just be for the bond council, the amount that we paid for bond council, and then we will submit one more draw request, which is the entirety of the project that remains probably about 2 weeks after that. So we should be getting it in one payment as far as we've been told. And then the budget meeting for Public Works is during the special council, or I guess it's not a special council meeting, but the pre-council workshop on the 22nd at 6 p.m. So we're pretty excited about the budget this year, so if you guys are able to make it, encourage you guys to be there for sure. Other than that, there wasn't much to report from the August financial report.
I move that we accept the financial report as presented.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Public comments. Let's see anybody.
I guess I better stand up.
Oh,
My name's Jack Moss, I'm city councilman.
goodness.
And one of the problems we have is theft of services. So the fees that it takes to fix these meters, dig them up, have Rice go out and pick them up and all that, is getting a little scarce. So what we're going to try to do, and I need your help, is to try to raise the rates. If you get caught stealing water, from $250 the first time, $500 the second time, and $1,000 the third time. So maybe we can get somebody's attention. We've had some people that have taken matters into their own hands. So we'll be talking, we got to get it for the first of the year. So
Are you saying, what do you mean by theft of services? People coming in and
well, the lady she gave me was a picture of a lady that said she had a leak.
Oh.
Well, no, I don't. So she sent us a picture of her meter, and there wasn't a leak that we could tell, but she had some issues. They cut the wire and damaged the meter, so.
Somebody did it to her meter, you're saying?
No.
Oh, she did it, okay. I'm sorry.
I don't know who did it, but
Somebody did it.
Somebody did it.
Meter that was at her home.
and it
Okay.
doesn't tear itself up in 2 days.
Yeah.
So we need to start recovering our costs it takes to get out there and all that, so. So just let y'all know, all right?
Is that a common occurrence?
What would you say? Once a quarter?
It happens, but it's more so, we we've had quite a bit, it seems like, in the last few months of people, we shut them off and they break their locks and they still water.
That's what I was
Or they go around,
thinking.
We've got more a lot lately, like I said, in the last 3 months, as far as damaging the meters. That's probably the first one in a little bit, but
So they're cutting the wires to the meter, so the water's not gonna register?
Well,
it's into us.
they cut the antenna,
Oh, okay.
so.
So why didn't she report a leak?
So we reported a leak, we told her nothing, we went out and checked the meter, nothing was wrong with the meter. So she was trying to make it look like something was wrong with the meter.
It's typical.
I thought you meant she'd cut it and then she reported it.
No.
I was like, that didn't make any sense.
Well, she kinda did, but
Oh.
not directly, so. So we'll be talking about it in the next 2 or 3 months. I'd like to try to get it done by the first of the year, so.
Okay, what was the stages of the fire?
Well,
It used to be 100 the first offense, 500 the second, and 1,000 the third and fourth.
so once I talk to
It is a
Ashley,
penalty. I mean,
we'll
felony.
kinda, I don't wanna put somebody in bankruptcy. They don't have water. But I'm gonna talk to Ashley about it and see what's equitable for what we can charge these people to do this. All right? Any other questions?
So that'll be just brought up to council and then come back to us, or?
Yeah, we don't have to have a referral or a recommendation from y'all, but it's your way out. So,
Have we checked with other cities, you know, if they charge, what kind of fee they charge for something like this?
No, but we can do some research on it.
Yeah, yeah. See if we're kind of in line with what other cities around us do,
Yeah.
or our size.
Yeah, we'll look into it, make sure we bring it back to you guys before.
Okay, thanks.
A lot of times I've seen a deposit of that amount required because of a tampering with the meter.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, we do have tampering fees in place, so, yeah. I think he's just talking about more steep
Yeah.
tampering fee. So,
Well,
yeah.
I think once you decide, bring it back to us, and
Yeah.
we'll probably be happy to talk about it.
Yep, yeah, we'll research other cities and kind of compare it to make sure that it's equitable and fair to match the consequences.
Yeah.
We'll check with the rate setting providers as well.
I mean, I don't know how to say this, but would we need to put something in writing for a different structure, and if it were proven that legal people that own the facility were not the cause of it? I mean, just to protect them. Or
Yeah,
not,
I think
don't
that's
know.
where the tampering fee comes in to begin with. I think it's pretty clear, especially if they're cutting wires or cutting locks and things like that, and they're tampering with it. So I think that's where the first charge comes in.
That's for the first charge. and
Yeah, and I believe it is already in an
first
ordinance,
section.
so it would
Okay.
probably just be a amendment to the
Oh, okay.
current ordinance. Yeah.
Well, if it's happening more frequent, then we need to address it.
we gotta recover our costs.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
okay. Well, I look forward to hearing it at a future meeting.
Yeah, we'll look into it, bring it back to you guys for sure.
Well, and in a case like what you're talking about, not only is the city losing the money for the water that was run through there, but then we're also having to pay for the meter, and so it's a larger,
For sure.
falls on the city.
Tell me if I'm wrong though, but the meter still reads. So you'll back charge for the meter no matter what. Even though they cut the antenna, the register of the meter still takes
Still
account.
registered.
Oh, okay. So you can pull that up then once you get, oh, okay, that's good.
That's good.
So you can recover that fee as well. Okay, that's good.
Does that show up on Tim's screen when they do something like that and they cut?
It'll show a non-reading, but it won't necessarily show that it's been tampered with.
Tampered with.
It just, they won't get a reading. And after a while, I'm sure if they don't make it cycle, they can go out and look and see why it's not reading.
Yeah, the new meters have I think it's a theft of, I can't remember what it's called, what their notification is, but basically if someone comes in, like especially the irrigation meter, or they're going on vacation, or it's just a seasonal home, and they turn their meter off, there is a notification that pops up if there's water running through that meter still and they've turned it off. So I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but there is a notification on that with the smart meters.
Is there a notification if it suddenly quits reading? Do they get a notification, or you just notice that there's no reading?
Yes, after, there's a time frame, after so many days, we get an email from Medtron stating that the
Okay,
meter quit reporting. It gets emailed to me and the superintendent.
okay.
Well, the next agenda item is old business. I don't see any items under old business. So, new business. Resolution of intent.
This is a resolution of intent for Lift Station 5 and the parallel force main project. So this basically says we're going to be taking it to council for October. It just basically says that we're pursuing this project and any cost that we spend on this project is eligible for reimbursement from whatever financial avenue that we choose. So this is kind of the basic template, I guess, for Natural Resources Division. If we do utilize the state revolving funds like we're planning, this will ensure that we're able to recoup all of the costs of the project whenever we start it. So we just ask for a recommendation for council to approve it.
Recommend that we send it to the council, is that what you want? I recommend that we send this to the council for approval.
I'll second.
All in favor? All right. You got our recommendation?
Thank you. This next one is the ARPA resolution. So if you guys remember, for the meter project, we allocated $2 million for the meter project to cover that until the loan came in. So like I said earlier, we should be closing on our loan tomorrow, or we are closing on our loan tomorrow. So we should be getting that money, all of it, by the end of the month. So we need to reallocate that $2 million to different projects. So we've chosen the top two priorities for the city. This first one is Lift Station 5 in the force main. You will see the resolution is for $1.1 million. And then we also have a task order from Hawkins and Weir, who we've chosen through our master service agreement contracts to be the most, hopefully, innovative and cost-efficient engineering firm to complete this one. So this is for $1.1 million of the $2 million that was originally allocated to the meters. And you can see what's included in their work or their task order as well. The majority of the funds, it will not be a $1.1 million project, sadly, but the rest of the funds will be getting most likely through the state revolving fund as well. Just like we got from the meters and the circle spring. So this is just also asking for a recommendation.
Make a motion that we pass this and send it on to council.
I'll second that.
You got a motion and a second, all in favor? Any opposed? All right.
And then, thank you, this is the second ARPA resolution. This one is for $900,000. And this is to start the South Plain project, which is the new tank and the line going to the new tank, the water tank that we talked about in the water master plan. It is the first project and second project on the capital improvement plan that was presented to you guys and adopted by council in terms of master plan. This $900,000 will get us started. As you can see, we don't have a task order from a specific engineering firm attached to it. We did put out RFPs for this project. We received 5 back, which is pretty good for a project of this scale. And 2 of them were a tie, so we're just discussing internally how we move forward with the tie. The best thing that we can come up with right now is to ask both of those firms to come and present to you guys, kind of like we did with the rate study, their presentation and proposal and why you guys should recommend them moving forward to council. So we're asking if you guys would be able to have a special meeting on the 22nd at 5 p.m., which is an hour before the pre-council meeting for our budget. So if you guys would be able to be here the 22nd at 5, we're going to ask both of those firms to come and give you guys a presentation on how they would go about the South Plain project and who we should move forward with.
So the meeting we had already planned was at 6, and this is an hour early?
No,
Or is this the meeting?
the pre-council meeting is at 6 o'clock, and that's for the public works budget that I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
So I believe it already is on the calendar for a special workshop. It was originally going to be for the master plan, for the wastewater master plan. We have a lot of different options on the table for moving forward with the master plan, so we want to make sure that we're exploring all those avenues. We don't feel like we're ready to bring it to you guys quite yet, since we haven't narrowed it down yet. So the 22nd special meeting would be for the South Plain. Both engineering firms will present their proposals to you guys.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock on the 22nd.
It'd be right here.
Yes.
They will get the land allocated for that.
We have not yet, but we are working on it. Yeah, we're securing appraisals right now.
Will these firms bring I don't know how far into it, or a proposal for the tank design too, or that will be later?
Yeah, when we put out the RFP, there were certain guidelines that we asked that they include in their proposal, so we'll make sure that they present all of the things that we asked for to be included in the proposal in the presentation, but I will tell you guys it will not be by price. Since we went the request for proposals route, it's really based on qualifications and how they will go about completing the project instead of cost. So we're making sure we get the most quality. And both firms are great, so whoever you guys choose, like I said, leave it up to you guys. Just like we did the rate study, both firms were great. So we feel confident in whoever you guys recommend to council, and then we'll get the final decision.
I looked at my calendar and it was already marked to be here at 5, so.
Yeah, I think both the meetings are on there. There's another one on the calendar for the 29th at 5 p.m. If you guys don't want to make a recommendation on the 22nd, if you don't feel comfortable with the information you've been given within that hour, we've already scheduled a meeting on the 29th, and both those firms said they will be able to be there for the 29th. If you don't feel comfortable making a recommendation on the 22nd.
Okay. Do we need to go ahead and do this second ARPA resolution for him?
Yeah, if you guys feel comfortable, we're still asking that you take recommendation to council to approve the ARPA resolution. We don't have a engineering firm picked out in here. We just know that $900,000 of the ARPA money is going to that project. That will barely, even if it does, we're not even sure that'll cover the engineering on it since it's such a big project. But we're asking that $900,000 be allocated to that project, regardless of what firm you guys choose.
Okay.
So just to clarify, on the 22nd, you need us here at 5, but on the 29th, we're down for 5:30 unless they have to represent if we don't vote. Okay.
Yeah, and if you guys feel comfortable making a recommendation on the 22nd, we will need to have the special meeting on the 29th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not even to go over the master plan?
We will not be having a master plan meeting on the 29th. We hope to bring you guys the master plan, I think somewhere around January or February or something like that. We're still deep in the weeds on the master plan, so yeah. I would not expect any special meetings, and hopefully right now in November or December relating to the master plan or the rate study, since the master plan, the capital improvement plan kind of piggybacks on the rate study.
Well, I make a motion that we recommend this South Plain project to the council for approval.
I'll second.
You have a motion and a second, all in favor? Any opposed? Abstain. What we're talking about. Motion passes. Last thing on the agenda is the Saline Regional update.
We just had our meeting last Thursday. They have all but secured the 120 acres for the plant site. We've got a good relationship with the owner. And then we are also working on 120 acres right on the county line for the reservoir. 780,000 is kind of the price that we're going back and forth on right now for the reservoir. And if we are able to secure the reservoir, it would save us a lot of money in the long run because it would gravity feed from the reservoir to the plant site. So that would be the cost instead of having to pump all the way from the river to the plant site. We just pump from the river to the reservoir. So it would save a lot in energy costs, pumping costs, things like that. Other than that, the county has reimbursed us for the things that we asked to be reimbursed for. So we still got the $10 million. So we're working with them on the land acquisition cost. and they've been super helpful in the whole process. We're still exploring different funding avenues for the project, but it's still moving forward.
But you don't need anything from us on that?
You don't know unless you guys have any questions or want to know anything specific about the project.
All right. There are no questions, we come to the end of our agenda.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
A motion and a second, all in favor? We're adjourned.